Hey, party people, what is up? What is up? What is up? Mr. Challenge US coming at you here with some Dofus Touch news for June 2025. But first, I want to give a big shout out and big thank you for the folks who did watch the previous video about data and how the game design team broke down all those numbers and the datas and the stuff. It was a lot to digest. It was a long video. You could definitely tell I was tired by the end of it. I didn't think there was going to be that many interested in the topic like that, but apparently a lot of you guys were. So shout out to you guys over there. You guys know I love this kind of stuff, to kind of deep dive, get down into the nitty gritty on game design, choices, why things are they are, and stuff like that. So big thank you. But let's keep this short and sweet now. Let's keep this short and sweet. Here's a new post to keep you up to date on all the latest news about Dofus Touch current and upcoming projects. This is the third edition of this new article format, which started in April. We'll be continuing the series as much as possible, as long as there is enough interesting news to share with you. We can't promise that it'll systematically be every month though. That's alright. That's alright, as long as it happens. Server merge. We know the server merge. We've been all waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. When's it going to happen? That's a big question. Hopefully they answer it here. Let's begin with the highly anticipated subject. The server merge is scheduled for next week and will take place during a special maintenance, replacing the usual Tuesday downtime. So it's currently June 20th. Next Tuesday would be June 23rd, 24th, depending the time zone difference. It's right around the corner, folks. Finally, it is happening. The exact date hasn't been confirmed yet. All right. We'll expect it around that week then. But we'll keep you updated as soon as it is. As you can expect, this maintenance will be much longer than usual and should take a better part of the day. To help you pass the time, several events will be held on our social media, during which you can try to win various in-game gifts. Yeah, if you're not following them on Twitter or X, make sure you give them a follow. I'm sure they do something on Facebook. I think I've won one time, like a long time ago, I won like a little prize. Make sure you follow them. It's a win-win, right? So make sure you do that. If you want to read more about the details of the merger, check out this article. I've made videos about it. We talked about it. A new and improved version will be available shortly. While you're waiting, it's time to announce the next muses for the next servers. Some of you guessed right, and I think I got most of them right. I got 3 out of 4 right. Of course, Tiluan. It's kind of obvious. She's got this head dress thing. Talak. Makes sense. We're keeping a server. And I was correct about Kellerog over here. But this one, Blair, that one came out of left field. But it makes sense. It makes sense because she, in the Evil Forest update or the revamp, she was one of the main characters the story revolved around. Shout out to Genesia for writing that story. And it looked like they were kind of building her up to be a recurring character, some character you could follow along her journey. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know if she's a brand new character though. In terms of like the Dofus universe as a whole, like I don't know if she's on PC Dofus or if she's an original Dofus Touch character or not, but it makes sense. Blair, we'll go ahead and read the details here. These servers will merge as follows: Oshimo, Herdigreis, and Terra Cogita. That turns into Kellerog, which is the French servers. Tiluan and Tiluan 2, which is the secondary French server. Obviously, that turns into, just stays as Tiluan. The big one here, which all of you guys are, interested in, Dodge, Grandipan, and Brutus, is turning into Blair. I like that. And of course, last but not least, Talak and Epsilon. It's going to turn to Talak. So RIP Epsilon, I made a video about it. Make sure you go check it out. As discussed in this post, all accounts that played on Oshimo, Herdigreis, and Terra Cogita, I think that's how you say that. I don't know. Bruto's Grandipan Dodge servers between the server open and October 14, 2024 will receive our brand new banners in game. And this is a little emote you're going to get as a kind of a reminder of where you come from. and a representation of your roots. So super cool. I dig it. Behind the scenes of the merger. We are in the process of drafting a devlog that will be published after the merger is complete, probably sometime in July. It should cover various explanations to give you information on the delays, difficulties encountered, a few juicy anecdote stories from the team, and more. That's exciting. As long as they keep it, not crazy data. At least they don't go data crazy on this. Keep it, digestible. I guess that would be the word. I'm excited to learn and read about this, so I'm looking forward to that. Release of update 1.69, Paso Doble. Paso Doble. Beta 1.69 ushering in sidekicks is still underway. Huge thanks to all the players who are actively participating and sending us their feedback. Our goal is to publish this update in production once the merger has finished and we're certain that everything went well in the merger. Roughly speaking, that probably means a release date by mid-July at the latest, we hope, which is, just like a month away. We are in the we're almost done with June, just 10 more days. Coliseum rankings will be reset with this update. Make sense? The other events coming this summer. Yeah, so obviously we are on the cusp of summer. I think it's officially today. It is summer here in these states. In addition to the release, there will be other major events this summer. This summer is going to be hot in Dofus Touch. Volcania Island, of course, is no stranger to summertime over here. And its in-game event content will be back like every summer. Shortly after the merger, a new Ancestion Island season will start. Another Abyss Joust, the biggest inter-server PvP tournament in Dofus Touch, will be held. I do kind of want to cover one of these. The only thing that sucks is it's usually in the middle of the work week, and it's just the timing is off for me. It's just an unfortunate thing. It's just my time zone. It is 9 hours behind France time, so usually that means when they're awake, I'm asleep, and vice versa, right? So it never kind of lines up. But I do want to cover it one of these days, just because PvP is even though I don't participate on, I do comment on it very heavily in terms of the state and the context around PvP. So maybe I don't know. I don't make any promises. And last but not least, a new beta already. More on that in the special section. All right, man, there's a lot of happening. I know there's been a big low, but I feel like we're finally catching up to the ball's rolling now again, which is nice. The next major update in September. For several weeks now, part of our team has been working on update 1.70 for September. Another beta will therefore start sometime this summer, and as soon as possible because the class balancing will be offered. And as we've explained before, we want to take more time to test out this balancing with you in the beta. A long devlog and questionnaire, and this is the video I was talking about, which is the last video I made. It was an hour and a half or something like that. But yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, data, rankings, check out that devlog if you haven't. There's a little bunch of little gold mines in there. But for the most part, if you don't care, you can skip it. You're not going to miss anything. We're on long devlog and questionnaire. We were recently published on the subject to provide better guidance for the next rounds of balancing, especially for 2026, given the time needed to fully digest your input and feedback, etc. However, if time allows, and for those who answer the survey quickly, your input could already have at least some impact on the September balancing. It won't be the only content in the update. The hero system, which will let you control 2 characters on the same account during certain fights, should make an appearance then too. Alright, so I think we're getting sidekicks, right? And then in September, we're getting the hero system. So a lot of things happening, especially if you want to jump in, if you want to jump on Dofus Touch, if you just want to chill with Dofus Touch, just kind of run around by yourself. I think there's no better time than to jump in now, because you are gonna have sidekicks and heroes that are gonna be helping your main character. So there is no better time than now. And if you're interested in Dofus Touch, jump on in, right? I wish they would have. Of course, I gotta say, I've said this in another video. I wish they would have delayed the relaunch of the game when all this stuff was implemented. I think it would have made a big difference, because a big part of the reason, and again, I talked about this too, a big part of why people don't play this game, don't stick with this game, don't give it a shot, is because there is a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of hurdles, a lot of resistance when it comes to just enjoying the game by yourself, right? And I'm glad they're addressing this thing, but I wish they would have done the relaunch with this stuff already implemented. I think it would have gone a long way. But end of year update, and now they're talking about the end of year. Wow, man, that's crazy. We're also making progress weekly at the end of the year update with the Labyrinth. If you missed our last devlog, which I haven't covered yet, I might cover it soonish, maybe. But on the subject here, okay, it covers our latest progress and the rewards being considered for the new PVM feature. I'll probably cover it more as we have more information, maybe. So I know it kind of happened in between, like just when I was just general busy, which I still am. But an upcoming devlog on interfaces for this feature will be published sometime. Maybe I'll do like a big video, so you only have to watch one video for it. So we'll see. Speaking of interfaces, community survey, interface revamp. A few weeks ago, we published a survey. There's a lot of surveys going on, folks. There's a lot of surveys, a lot of data about the game interfaces to get a better handle on their overhaul, which we felt was particularly important. Several thousand of you answered. Thank you. All your input will be valuable when we start working on this area. Here's a quick survey result spoiler. 24% of, data. We're talking about percentage. 24% of respondents have said that they want the chat system to be overhauled in priority. 11% want a character inventory overhaul, and 10% want a quest book overhaul. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the chat is kind of like the part of the UI that you most interact with, right? It is an MMO, it is social. Yeah, I know I've talked about people play this game as though it was a single player game, but having the chat there is kind of important too. Inventory overhaul. It works right now. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. I do wish you could reorganize the items in your inventory. Like if you could just click and drag them into like different slots. I wish you could do that. It just makes it it's just a quality of life thing. And quest book overhaul, which I think it is important because a lot of people, it is the general consensus that questing in Dofus kind of sucks. And I don't blame them because it does. It's just the UI and everything. It's not that great for questing. Don't get me started on tiny text either. So yeah, it makes sense. I agree with this. Nothing wrong with it. Project timetable. Recently, we asked for your input on the future of Dofus Touch. The goal was to get as clear. Wait, when did he do this? I gotta take a look at this. Recently, we asked your input on the future of Dofus Touch. The goal was to get as clear an idea as possible of your expectations when it comes to updates starting in 2026. If you missed the survey, there's still time to answer. Head here. Did I miss this? I wonder where's this. Did I cover this? I must have not covered this. Where is the link to the survey? I think I did cover this. Let's see what they have here. Your dream plan for Dofus Touch. Ooh, I should just make a video. You know what? I might just make a video on this. Let's see what they're asking here. When did you start Dofus Touch? I think I started here. When What is your highest level character in Dofus Touch? Obviously 200. How interested are you in the following content? PVM. Yeah, of course, PVM is important. Quest with storyline, important. PvP. Personally, I'm not interested. Crafting. I mean, crafting kind of sucks. Rate the following projects. Rate the following projects for most important, least important. But see, this goes back to the whole thing I was talking about, how like they are kind of like set on like data collection, data analyzing, stuff like that. I wish they would do, and this is where like I wish Psy was a little bit more proactive. I don't want to point out Psy, but it'd be cool, like, you know, if you could set up like a place where the staff of the team could speak directly to the players, right? Like set up a live where it's like a Q&A pretty much, like ask me anything on Reddit or something like that, where you could get direct back and forth feedback, or like they could ask questions like this, right? And maybe like take questions from the chat. I know PC Dofus kind of does this sometimes, but something where like you could see what people are expressing rather than these things being data points and stuff like that. Because obviously from here they're going to say, oh, 23% of people want quality of life, but 45% of people said this, right? And it's like, I don't know. I wish they would go about this in a more, I wouldn't say social, but more personal. I don't know how you do that again. I bring up the idea of Psy just because the English community is small enough where like you could run some sort of not event, some sort of thing where you're like, hey, let's chat, right? Let's chat. It's just casual chat on streams, jump on streams, chat with the people, right? And just kind of gauge what the people are saying, right? Rather than collecting data. So that is my rant for that video. Where are we? 17 minutes. Oh, not too bad. For a challenge react video, that's not too bad. That's it for now. If you have any comments, questions, yeah, drop them in here. Oh, I like the new Grandapan Dodge group as representative. Wonder what their story is. Asteria? Come on, man. You should know this. You should know this. She's from the Evil Forest. She's one of the sisters. Shout out to Asteria. And that is it, folks. That is it. That is your 20-minute video update on some news happening. A lot of stuff happening. Of course, I'm trying my best to cover it. But let me know what you guys think. You guys excited for the server stuff? You guys excited for the labyrinth, psychics, heroes, what have you? Let me know in the comments below. But also, you know, their forums need some love too. Leave comments on here too. So, all right, I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. Take care. Enjoy the summer. Stay cool out there. Drink lots of water. And most importantly, don't forget the sunscreen. All right, guys, I am out of here. Talk to you guys later, and peace.